It was boring to me. I'll tell you what. I was extremely happy that guy on Twitter was getting to the picks faster than ESPN was because I'm sitting there and I'm going, I really have to sit through 5 minutes more of this nonsense, and then 2 minutes more after they say the pick is in for them to walk up on stage. I was like, you guys got to be careful. If I didn't have Twitter, I wouldn't have been able to watch the draft. It would have been unwatchable. I understand there was a bunch of trades and there were some things that went on. But for the most part, there wasn't any flashy guys. It was mostly boring. Geno Smith was crying. Monte Teo was off with...
The second round is going to get more coverage.
Somewhere and
the second round is going to get more coverage, has more bigger names in it. You saw Barkley, Geno Smith, Monte Teo.
I'm going to be really happy tonight because I'm going to be driving up to Vermont, and I'm just going to have the Twitter on. I'm not even going to listen to the draft. I'm not putting ESPN on the radio.
That's one thing where ESPN has to do a better job of the draft coverage. They're making it into too much of a TV speculate or spectacular.
The red carpet. They had a red carpet walk for the draft.
It's a little...
That's ridiculous.
It's getting too paparazzi-esque for me. When I see that the pick is in on television, I'm expecting within the next 30 seconds to a minute that they're going to be saying the pick, not 7 minutes later. Oh, we're going to be going to a commercial break as well.
Well, yeah,
so you're waiting 10 minutes for a freaking pick that's already been in.
The Patriots pick when the guy for the ex-Patriot comes out, Minnesota makes the trade, and you knew they had this whole thing planned for when the Patriots picked, and then the Patriots trade out of the pick. This guy goes up. He has the New England Patriots jersey. Says Boston Strong with the Boston area code on it. Whole speech. They run the video thing, and then it's and the Patriots trade their pick to the Minnesota Vikings. So I'm out of here. Thank you. Good night. And off the floor he goes. And out comes Goodell. It took 15 minutes from when Minnesota said the pick was in before they actually had Goodell walk out and do the pick. Just to add with this whole spectacle thing. It's I have no issue with you remembering Boston on NFL Draft Day, first round.
No
issue with it.
We loved it, actually.
But do it at the beginning. Do it at the end. Don't add another 15, 20 minutes to the show or to the draft. See the show. I mean, I'm not even calling it the freaking draft anymore. To the draft in the middle of it. People want to see their picks and they want to move on.
Yeah.
I want to hear people's opinion on this. 201-430-2119. Were the Patriots wrong in trading their pick?
No.
Were the Patriots wrong? I think they were, bro. I think they were so wrong.
Because they're doing a little speech for you.
Dude, you have you didn't watch that, right? Or did you?
I watched the whole thing.
That guy coming out, giving his whole spiel because he was an athlete, picked up the woman,
he was
carried her,
ex-Patriot, offensive lineman, and
carried her
to
safety, this and that.
What does that have to do with them making that pick? They don't have to make that pick.
I get it. I know you don't have to make the pick. I completely agree with that.
They cleaned up on that pick. Did you guys see what they got in return?
That's what I said.
No reason. If somebody calls you up, I don't care what's going on. You're saying I'm taking that. I don't.
Dude.
Oh no. I'm sorry, guys. I can't make that trade because we got a guy up on stage giving a speech about the Boston Marathon.
But
I'm sorry.
Dude, I'm saying the same thing as you. While I'm seeing it live with Dave, I'm like, how? I'm like, they got a second, a third, a fourth, and a seventh. You can't turn that down.
That's too many.
It's an amazing deal. But that dude goes up there, has a Boston Strong jersey, the 617, not to even say the draft pick of the Minnesota Viking player. That's so wrong, man.
But like you said, like Dave said, though, it was more about a show than it was about the actual pick. But the guy wasn't out there for the actual pick. He was out there
he was going to do the
I understand he was going to do the pick, but the main reason he was there wasn't for the pick. The main reason was for the Boston Strong
but they still should have let him say the Minnesota draft pick. That's all I'm saying. They should have let him say something.
More importantly, instead of it really is. I'm on both ends. I agree. There's no reason New England should have felt obligated to keep that because of the speech. I don't think that speech should have taken place at that moment in time.
I don't
anyway. But I also agree. You might as well just let the guy do the Vikings pick. Who gives a crap?
Just let him do the Viking pick. That's all I'm saying.
No, the more embarrassing moment of the night, and I told you guys on the ride down, was Joe Namath. Joe Namath was an absolute disgrace. He was a mess. He was in absolute mess. Goodell goes, "Oh, we got one of New York's greats here," and he pumps him up, and you see Namath on stage, and Namath's there, and he turns it over to Namath, and Namath walks up, and he goes, "New York, New Jersey."
with Phil
48.
With Phil Sims.
And then walks away.
And Phil Sims like, is that all you gotta say? Like Phil didn't even know what to do on that one. He's like, wait, are you done? Are we good here?
He was hammered, Namath, bro. He was looking to go get another drink. That's all he wanted to say. Super Bowl.
Oh, you guys have no idea. I mean, some of the things that people were saying about him, too. I mean, like, look, Jets select John Smith, designated driver for Joe Namath. Another guy, Joe Namath represents the Jets perfectly, which is sort of a backhanded compliment to both entities.
Ouch.
But he was such a mess.
That's so funny.
And such a... I mean, oh my
Dude,
God.
the Jets need to get rid of Joe
Who thought it would be
Namath?
a good idea to have that drunk on stage at 8 o'clock at night when he's tuned up already?
The best was...
a terrible decision by the NFL, if you ask me.
best was
there were a lot more
yeah.
New York athletes you could have brought up.
Better athletes,
instead
anyway.
of Joe Willie Namath. Joe Drunken Namath, he should be named, is he was just a mess. Another guy tweeted out, he's like, he's probably just walking around looking for somebody to kiss now. It's just, he's a mess. An absolute mess.
Great. I don't know why did I hear that part?
What?
I remember I heard Joe Namath talk. We weren't at my house though.
Nah,
we were already at. How was I able to hear that? 'Cause
Maybe-
I remember Phil, when he stepped away from the mic. Phil Sims was walking towards the mic, and he's like, "Are you done?" Like Phil Sims didn't even know how to handle him. He's like, "Are you good?"
It's embarrassing.
And
I would rather have
funny,
seen
though?
Chad
Just
Pennington.
to see, like, you look at Namath, Jets, Sims, Giants.
The difference.
It's ridiculous.
It's true,
They
bro.
personify their teams. Phil Sims, class, clean cut. This is what we do. Joe Namath, I'm a freaking mess. And I'm gonna have some fun and see what the hell happens.
I'll give you the
They
have some fun.
personify
Yes.
their teams. That's awesome.